What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Oh, yeah. We told y'all, didn't we? We told y'all that we were never going to forget what the fakers did to Darvin Ham and that your boy, JJ Redneck, better outdo what Darvin Ham did to justify this firing because it didn't make any logical sense, and the media is culpable of this as well. They're full of crap too. So last night, the fakers only scored 94 points, which is ridiculous in a league of this era, 2024-25. I mean, my goodness, you had teams 20 years ago when the rules was different, when the pace was slower, it was more difficult to score, getting more than 94 points in the game. But anyway, Mr. Intricate Offense, Mr. as Ticket puts it, Socrates, Albert Einstein's smartest goddamn sibling, JJ Redneck, somehow hasn't outperformed Darvin Ham. Through 19 games this season, the fakers have the exact same record as they did last year under the supposed inferior Darvin Ham. And already, Darvin Ham has achieved something that JJ Redneck has failed to do, and that is win the NBA Cup. Now, look, me personally, I think the NBA Cup is full of crap. I don't really care about it. It makes no sense. The only championship that really matters is the one at the end of the year, the NBA Finals. However, last year, LeBron Ramon James himself and his fan base put such importance on this damn thing that they hung it up in the Raptors. And placed it next to actual championships that guys like George Mikan and guys like Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West and Magic and Kareem and Shaq and Kobe and Pau Gasol worked hard, played against the greatest competition, and actually achieved something. Hell, even the bubble one, if you want to include that one, they hung up a goddamn in-season tournament. Well, championship, if you want to call it that. Popping bubbly, all that shit. Now all of a sudden, now that they've been eliminated, right? For all intents and purposes, the fakers have been eliminated. I mean, technically, they have a minute chance, but I think it would require like a multitude of teams to lose a couple of rounds, all that simultaneously by blowout margins. It's not going to happen. The Lakers have been eliminated, so he's failed to do that. Also, I don't understand what JJ Redneck is doing with some of these lineups. I don't understand why D'Lo's coming off the bench. It makes no sense to me. He should be starting because aren't they planning on trading him? So why would a team want a guy who you don't value as a player? Apparently, doesn't make any sense to me. You're trying to put guys in for offense, but yet you're scoring less points. Then you have a guy who is obviously holding the team back in LeBron Ramon James, but you can't do anything because he's the only reason why you got the job in the first place. That plus I suspect that LeBron Ramon James is engaging in extracurricular activities that I can't prove, I really don't care about, with Jenny Busline. But that's the only reason why he got that job. So you can't force your hand with him because he's LeBron. But you're being exposed as a fraud, man. You are the great pretender. JJ Redneck, the great pretender. You only got this job, like I said before, because of who you know, nepotism, which seems to be a recurrent theme with LeBron and this franchise. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of a really good coach who could have been, and hopefully when he gets the opportunity, because I think eventually he's going to take over for Doc, he's going to prove that he is a really good coach. All right. I'm not saying he's going to be, I'm talking about Darvin Ham now. I'm not saying he's going to be Pat Riley, Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, but I think he could be a really good coach in this league, and he showed potential. But because of someone's ego and pride, because someone puts their own self-importance and self-interest ahead of a franchise and ahead of what that franchise has stood for decades. Darvin Ham is the ultimate team player. Okay, he's not a selfish superstar. He comes from great stock. He was a guy that was a role player. This is a guy that, even if you don't respect his pedigree, he's won a championship. All right. Now all of a sudden he gets an opportunity to coach one of the great franchises, and I think he performed admirably. His first year, they won 10 more games than the year before under his predecessor, Frank Vogel. They go to the Western Conference Finals. And I mean, honestly, you could argue if it wasn't for Denver, because they just didn't match up well against them, they would have gone on to the NBA Finals. I'm talking about the Fakers. And I don't think they would have beaten, let me see, what year is this? 2023. Well, actually, I take that back. If they had beaten Denver, maybe they could have beaten Miami. Maybe. Perhaps they could have beaten Miami. But they went to the Western Conference Finals. They go back to next year, win this cup, which I don't really think matters at all. But hey, he achieved that, swept it, won every game, won 47 games last year. But yet, mysteriously, you get these ridiculous calls from the media that he's not a good coach and he's not reaching guys, blah, 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 yakety schwackety. But we all know it's because he angered King LeBron the first of Akron because he thought about the team rather than himself, like LeBron Ramon James, aka King Akron the first, King LeBron of Akron, I should say. He thought about the team, but LeBron wanted to make this like power move where he wants to imprint himself on a franchise. He wants to give everybody he knows a plug. Fine, that's cool on certain levels. That's cool if you're trying to hire somebody under you or family members under you, but you're trying to pull a power play on with a franchise. This is not about just about you. You're trying to give people or put people in places in the roster that don't belong there. And now he rage quit social media because that's what he does. When things don't pan out the way that he wants them to, when he tries to manipulate situations that don't work out, he quits. That's what he does. That's his MO. And that's why he should never be in a GOAT conversation. So Bronny didn't work out. He didn't take responsibility for that. When Bronny first struggled, what did he tell the media? Oh, well, go ask him. He's a grown man. While simultaneously, his sycophants to tell you he's just a little boy, he's a kid, whatever. And now all of a sudden, when it didn't work out in the G League, oh, I'm quitting social media. That's what he does. He's a quitter. Plain and simple, he's a quitter. And I'm gonna tell you something. Before this season ends, if this continues, I'm predicting. I don't think it's going to be said in public because LeBron Ramon James don't work like this. He only has energy for brothers in public. He's not going to disrespect Darvin Ham in front of cameras. JJ Redneck in front of cameras like he did Darvin Ham. But I will say I think that him and JJ are going to have a falling out eventually. They're going to have a falling out. Okay? And I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad, man. Because you can't keep justifying. If they continue to struggle like I think they will, because like I said, the schedule is going to get more difficult. They're going to have a falling out. Also, why is it that AD is only taking 9-10 shots, man? You can't allow this. I get it that teams might be making adjustments, but you got to get him the ball some way, shape, or form. Okay, but the problem is, like I said before, and we all know this, you got a guy on the court that's playing selfishly, trying to pad his numbers, trying to get triple doubles because he's trying to do what Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic. He's trying to keep up with those guys. So that's the thing. This is how LeBron works, in my opinion. If he's told to sacrifice in some way, shape, or form, which is scoring right now, then he wants to do something to offset that. Well, if I'm not scoring, then I'm going to have to be Mr. Pass First. I got to get triple doubles. I got to have to have my name constantly on BSPN and Fox Sports. Just like if he was told to focus solely on defense, then he would try to just get a whole bunch of steals. He would try to get a whole bunch of block shots. He would do anything he could to be in highlight reels. LeBron Ramon James is the first 40-year-old to get 5 steals in a game in NBA history. And he's the first 40-year-old to get 4 blocks. That's how he works. He's more concerned about the show and more concerned about being on highlight reels and more concerned about people praising him rather than winning. And that's not what the Lakers franchise need at this point in time. So I predict a failure for this entire calamitous, soon-to-be calamitous situation. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.